Hello friends, till now we have created a project, a Maven project in fact, and we have added some additional information and we have seen that how to check them on site information of which is being provided by Maven. After that, let's discuss some convention in Maven. So Maven follow standard directory structure. So before that, let me ask you a question. Let me do something and then I'll ask you a question. So let me go to my terminal and run mvn compile. Okay, I have run mvn compile and it has compiled everything. Now if I go and refresh my Maven project, then I see here that target folder has been created and it has put everything inside target folder according to my package structure. But do you notice that how did Maven got to know that I have my Java file stored inside this src main.java? So that's where convention over configuration comes into the picture. Maven follows some standard directory structure. So let's check that what and all directory structure Maven follows. If you go to the Maven site and check that what and all directory structure Maven follows, then you can see here that src main java, it is for application or library resources, and src main resources for application and library resources. One more thing that is important for us is src main web app. This this folder is supposed to be the root of your web application, where you will keep all your html files, as well as you can keep your jsp files, you can keep your css files or css directories or javascript directories, you can keep here. After that, this folder is also important, src test java, which contains all your JUnit test cases as well as other test cases, whatever you want to run. Apart from that, SRC test and resources is also important. This contains the resources or configuration files which you want to use while running the test cases. So as we have seen here, that Maven follows convention over configuration. So we are going to see one advantage over here, that having a common directory layout would allow for users familiar with one Maven project to immediately feel at home in another Maven project. That means that suppose you change your company and you go to some other company, and there also people are using Maven project, so you will feel they will be following the standard directory structure only. So you will feel at home that okay, these people are also using Maven project, so you won't be having any problem in finding the directories where the source code is, and the directories where all the configuration file is, and the directories where all the test code is. So it will be pretty easier for you to change company. So now, coming to again to our project. So one more thing I wanted to discuss in this tutorial is that suppose um, you have one legacy project and you want to incorporate Maven into that, and it doesn't have the standard directory structure whatever Maven recommends. So what you need to do in that is that you can go to your pom.xml. First, let me create a directory, source directory in fact, which doesn't follow the Maven's convention. So I'll create one source folder here, src non-conventional non-conventional and Java. Okay, I have created one folder which is source folder. Now I'm going to create one class which is app2, and I'll put it in the same package com.javageek.maven, and I'll put my public static void main as well. Now Maven by default will be reading from here src main Java. Now how to configure Maven to read from this source folder? And Maven by default compiles all your source code into this target folder. One more thing we are going to see is that how to configure Maven to put all your sources into a different folder. So let's see that. We have one tag called build tag in pom.xml. This build tag has many options. As you can see here, you can provide the directory structure. So if you can see the comments, it is saying that the directory where all files generated by the build are placed. So this is equivalent to our target directory. So we can configure our directory where the after all the files are built, where it will go. After that, we can configure the source directory. This tells us that where and all our source files are present. So Maven takes all source files from this directory. Now we have test source directory. So all our JUnit test cases or other test cases will be present in this directory. And so let's configure our source directory and the target directory. So src source directory, and I'll configure src slash non conventional slash Java, and I'll configure my output directory. Non conventional target. Okay. I have configured my source directory, so Maven will pick all the source codes from this directory and it will put after compiling everything to this directory. Now you can see one thing here, that I have taken the relative path, not the absolute path. So this relative path is according to this directory wherever the pom is placed. So this relative path is relative to this directory. So if we see here, pom is placed in this directory, and we have src non-conventional Java inside the directory where the pom is present, and it will be creating that this directory also, non-conventional target directory, in this directory itself. So that we need to notice. After that, let's go to our terminal and run maven clean. It will clean everything. Let's clear it and now run mvn compile. Now you can see here that it has compiled the file to this directory, non-conventional target directory. Okay, and let me go to Eclipse and refresh it. Now if I check my non-conventional target directory, then you can see here that I have same package structure, but here app2 class is there, which is coming from this non-conventional source folder. So you can see here that um, we have configured the directories from where the Maven will pick the source code, and we have configured the directory where Maven will keep the class files after compiling